Hi, everyone, and welcome to the preview show delivered by FedEx. I'm Marty Snider from NBC Sports. This is Chris Rice from Colleague Racing, also right here at NASCAR.com. And I tell you what, Rice, Tony Stewart did it at Sonoma. I don't think any of us really predicted that. But what did that win? What sort of statement did that win make for Tony Stewart and his team?
It made a huge statement. I mean, just getting out front, even though it was at a road course, it shows you that clean air makes a huge difference. Tony Stewart stepped it up, pulled his belts tight, and I'm telling you, I really do have cold chills watching all the crew members, everybody showing that this still is a family sport, and it was awesome to see him win.
He looked like the Tony Stewart of old, leading all those laps at the end of the race. Of course, there are the conspiracy theorists who say Denny Hamlin pulled over and gave him the win. I've talked to Denny. I know that's not the case. What do you say to those guys?
Well, I've been thinking about this a lot because I knew that was going to happen. I'm telling you, ride down the road, going down a 4-lane interstate, and look in your mirror for about 200 yards running 170 mile an hour, you're going to end up in the other lane, and that's exactly what happens. You're looking up in the mirror, next thing you know, you're in the next lane. So that's all that happened. He missed the corner. Tony Stewart was coming. He was going to body slam him no matter what.
For Tony Stewart, he missed the first few races of 2016, obviously. So he needed a lot of things to fall into place in order for him to make the chase. One, he needed the NASCAR waiver. He got that. Two, he got the win out of the way, which is probably the biggest thing. Now he's 9 points out of the top 30 in points. He's got to make it in that top 30, Chris. Does he make it in the top 30 and make the chase?
Absolutely, because what does that do? Now you can relax a little bit and just go race the races. Before, he's been trying to get all the speed out of the race car he could get and not being able to get it. But let's think back to Michigan. He run very well there. So I'm telling you, he's going to get in the top 30 easily and go on and have a good chase this year.
Last year in 2015, we saw Kyle Busch win at Sonoma. Then Joe Gibbs Racing as a company went on a tear. Stewart-Haas has now won 2 of the last 3 races. Do we see them go on a similar tear in 2016, you think?
Well, absolutely. Let's don't forget, they're switching to Ford next year, so that's something that everybody says, oh, that's bringing them back. But I'm telling you, all that's doing is putting fire under them. We watched Danica Patrick run well at the road course. I mean, she qualified good, and she's getting better each week. And I'm telling you, that Stewart-Haas Racing just pushing to get better. They're going on a tear.
The one thing we've seen with the surface at Daytona, it has become more about handling because the surface is starting to wear a little bit, and because it's going to be so hot this weekend, what do you tell your driver? You tell him to be on the offensive? Do you tell him to be on the defensive? How do you play it?
Well, you tell him to miss the wrecks for one thing, but I'm telling you, the thing Blake and I have talked a lot about is, you know what, you got to get your car handling good because that's what matters this time going back to Daytona. It's July, it's super hot. Really, the cars are going to be lifting, so you're going to have to make sure your car is not too loose and it doesn't push too much. So that's the big thing that you want to do this weekend.
Hey, let's help some folks out with our fantasy lineup. It is a weekend where we can see an upset winner. Give me an upset pick for the win.
Well, I've kept Chase Elliott on my fantasy lineup for a while now, and I'm inching to the lead, and I'm telling you, Chase Elliott is your guy to pick to go out and win this weekend. Hendrick Motorsports is going to be super strong. I like Chase Elliott. He's learning these cars, and he's doing very well.
I'm going to go Jamie McMurray. I think here's a guy who is an excellent drafter, and I think the more guys that win and start filling in that chase, they know they may not be able to point their way in. I think Jamie still is one of the guys who can get it done at a place like Daytona.
That's a good pick because they are getting better.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Ganassi getting a little bit better. All right, this weekend, everything switches over to NBC. Make sure you check us out on Friday and Saturday night. That's right, on NBC Sports Saturday night for the Coke Zero 400. That starts at 7 p.m. Eastern on NBC Sports. Also, make sure you keep it parked right here on NASCAR.com all weekend long. Live leaderboards, in-car audio, and all the news updates before and after the Coke Zero 400. Next week, we'll be at Kentucky, everyone. Can't wait to get there for the mile-and-a-half track. In the meantime, happy 4th of July, everyone. Enjoy the 4th of July weekend and all the racing from Daytona on NBC. We'll see you next week.